Welcome back, everyone, to our playthrough of the career mode in NASCAR Heat 2. So before we get started today, I want to first, let's take a little glimpse at where we are in the standings and then take a look at the schedule and see where we're headed. So right now in the standings, as of our most recent race, we now have 2 victories, 10 playoff points, and are in the lead with 166 points overall. That's a 9-point lead right now over Christopher Bell and John Hunter Nemechek shortly behind that. So overall, we're doing great. Absolutely nothing but great things happening there. Let's take a look at the schedule, and we see that our last 3 races are 2 wins and a second place finish. So hard to argue a whole lot with that. Next, we'll be headed to Dover, then Texas, Gateway, and Iowa. So should be an interesting stretch for us. It'll be fun to see how we fare at Dover, because Dover is a tremendously fun racetrack that can, in the trucks particularly, be run nearly wide open. Texas, wide open. Gateway's a lot of fun. We actually got a victory there in our introductory season. And then Iowa, which is quite a bit of fun as well. So we got some fun tracks coming up very soon, and we'll see how many of these tracks we can turn into either victories, top 5s, or top 10s. Also, it would be interesting to see what type of races we get coming up from the Xfinity series with the hot seat offers. Xfinity is at Dover, then Pocono, and then Michigan. So also some interesting tracks, maybe a chance to run some doubles on a few weekends. But all of that is in the future. But for now, it's time to head to Dover. All right, here we go, folks. We are under green at Dover in the trucks. 26-lap race. And we are starting at the rear. Surprise, surprise. All right, so let's see. Do we try to go low? Do we try to go high? Going 3 wide here. Obviously, there's plenty of room to go 3 wide on the high side, but it can be very difficult coming off the corner, because you need every bit of the room you can get a hold of on exit. Right, I am being very cautious right now. I'm actually dragging the brake some through the corners, lifting off the gas, all the things that I really don't need to do to get around this track, but because we are in traffic. Woo! Chavis coming down in front of us there. Again, I am not driving this thing down into the corner hard at all. Hoping these guys can get strung out a little bit. Yeah, again, it's trying not to hit these guys can be difficult. All right, let's try the high side a little bit here. You can see, I mean, we can make some room up here. We can make a lot of time doing so, but if they're running too wide in front of us, that doesn't give us much. So we got to go back to the bottom here when they're too wide. The goal with the setup here isn't speed. We've got plenty of that. It's really about stability in traffic and trying to make this thing handle as well as I can in traffic, which means stability under braking and not getting this thing too terribly tight or loose. I'll be releasing my setup for this particular track shortly on the channel. In fact, it might come out around the same time or even before this video that you're watching. So we'll see how all that goes. Lost the nose there a little bit on entry. Now these guys are coming back at me. Well, this is some serious traffic right here. truck wanted to stick his nose in there, but I am not going to allow that. Woo. These guys are off the throttle quite a bit. Looks like I'm going to need to get back to the high side here pretty quick. It seems to be the only place we can make any ground, because right now these guys in front of me are just not going fast enough through the corners for me to do much. I mean, I'm having to pass them one at a time, and that's not even every lap I can do that. So let's see what we can do up on the high side. All right, we got 2 that corner. On lap 10 of 26. All right, let's try to keep this up. Oh, that's a little too high there. Yeah, we just need these guys to go if I'm going to be able to make up any ground and pass cars. Get back up to the high side. There we go. As long as they'll keep giving us room up here off the corner, then we'll be fine. All right, so that gets us to 15th place. Took a lot longer than I wanted it to get here. But it took us roughly half the race to get through there. But admittedly, I was being very conservative. It just goes to show you that even if you've got a fast truck, you may not be able to do everything you want to do working through traffic, unless you decide to get really aggressive. All right, so now that we're getting closer to the top 10, you can see we're coming up on some guys that are running very close to the speed we're running. 13 truck. These guys are running some pretty good lap times. Not quite as quick as what we're running right now, but they're running pretty good. All right, so now we've cleared those 2 trucks up to 13th place. 10 more laps to go, or 11 more laps to go. Boy, there is a mess in front of us. You can see running the bottom definitely is the quickest way around for sure. But here it's all about traffic. How do you navigate through traffic? How much traffic is there? When do you catch them? Because earlier in the race, when we were trying to make our way through on the bottom, we were having to really spend a lot of time off the gas through the corner. Ooh, okay, I wasn't expecting John Hunter to come up the track on me there, so I had to go a little bit higher than I wanted to. All right, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think we were 3 wide there. Going into the corner, John Hunter gave me a little love tap on entry, which sent me up the track. But yeah, that's where the spotter's got to be talking to me. All he told me was that easy, easy, and which is useless to me. You let me drive the car. You just tell me where everybody else is at. That's all I need you to do. And unfortunately, the spotter fails miserably at that in this game. I've had him tell me all clear, and there was still somebody down there. So I don't put a whole lot of trust in what he tells me. All right, so now that we've caught the top 10, battling for 11th, now you can tell these guys are running good laps compared to us. So it's tough sledding up on the high side when you get up closer to the front because they're running so much faster. And running the outside already costs you a couple of tenths in general. Sometimes not quite that much, but and if it costs you a couple of tenths and you're already running with faster trucks, then you might not have a couple of tenths to spare. All right, so we're up to 9th. Truex, it looked like he wanted to try to convince us we didn't want to go to the high side there. It's not working. I'm going up here. All right, I got a little too high there in that corner. All right, 2 laps to go. You basically have to, once you get up to the front of the pack like this, you have to almost either put a slide job on them or really pin them down, particularly coming off the corner. Ooh, we got another car up here with us on top, and that is not good. We're on the last lap. All right, let's see what we can get here. Try to split the difference. And all right, we didn't quite get there. So we ended up the race in 6th position, taking it 3 wide into that last corner. But the main thing is we were right there at the lead. I mean, the leader was just a few cars in front. There was no huge gap behind the leader. So overall, a pretty fun race. We didn't get through traffic as quickly as I needed to at the very beginning, which is what hurt us at the end. We just simply ran out of time. And possibly more importantly is that it really seems like this is a good length of race for us right now, because I feel like had we, let's say we doubled that length, if we had 20 laps to go there at the end, I feel like we could have been challenging for the win. But on some tracks, 20 additional laps, we would have run away with the win. So I feel like so far this is pretty good. It's pushing us to get from the back of the field to the front, and it really doesn't give us any opportunity to pull away with it unless we start further forward. But I'm pretty happy with that. That was a lot of fun, a lot of clean racing. Really wasn't a lot of contact. In fact, I remember maybe one time even making contact with another truck. But overall, very nice. We maintain our lead, still 9 points. But it looks like we have a new second place runner. Noah Gregson has taken over. Christopher Bell, I believe, was there. All right, so very nice. We had the fastest lap of the race, which is another reason why I think if we had more laps, then we would definitely be able to contend for the win. All right, so let's go ahead and head back to our main screen and let's see what's next for us. All right, we're not particularly worried about that payoff because we didn't get a top 5 or a win, so no big deal there. All right, so our next race is going to be Texas, And it looks like we are not going to have any other hot seat offers before that. So interesting. Very interesting. I thought we might get another hot seat offer at Dover to run the double, but it turns out we are definitely not going to get that. But that's okay. Now we'll focus all of our attention on our next truck race, which will be coming up at Texas. But of course, that will be in our next video. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more career mode playthrough here in NASCAR Heat 2.